Greetings, one and all. How you doing, family? How's everything today? Pardon me for the delay. I hope everyone is doing well. This is another episode of Live from the Mathematical Universe with Brother King Simon, the Numerovator. How you feeling? This is a motivational day, a new motivational day. And you know, this particular channel only deals with quality people. Anybody that I have put on this channel, past, present, or future, brings a certain quality, whether they're superstars or not, whether they're big in their field or not, brings a certain quality because, like I used to say in the nightclubs when I was working at Temptations back in the day, we came up with a slogan in Temptations nightclub: everyone is a star, or everybody is a star. Everybody is a star. Everyone is a celebrity. Everyone is a celebrity. If you have just one person celebrating you in any way, whether it's your birthday or just celebrating life with you, you're a celebrity. You're no different than Beyonce, is that she has received a certain amount of accolades due to her work over the years through music and acting, but she has opened up her portal to make more people celebrate her, maybe a little bit more than you, myself, and others. But everyone is a celebrity. Everyone that comes from or connected to the creative force, whether you call him or her Allah, whether you call it Yemaya, whether you call it Oya, whether you call it Alat, whether you call it, all the great names that they call the creator, Aha, saying all the different names, no matter what you call it. Like Dr. Khaled used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one creative force. And all of these forces came through. And it's important that we know that and study that and recognize that in ourselves, because we push the power and give it to somebody else. We give it to Muhammad. We give it to Jesus. We give it to Buddha. We give it to everybody else. But you have to remember that these energy that we give them to is just a reflection of who we are. That's all I ask. I'm not telling people to leave their religion, leave their way of life. No. I would never say that. But I will use the science of numerology, the science and the principles of motivation through my studies and my continual study, because I'm always studying, and I don't ever stop. Matter of fact, I go to bed studying. By the time I'm rested or getting ready to lay my head down, I'm in a book. That's why at certain times, when if you're in a relationship with somebody like me, I might need my own room, or I might be downstairs in the living room or the den or my office reading before I go to bed. Well, back in the day, you have certain relationships you might be in, whether you're married or not. Oh, don't you come to bed? Come to bed. Yeah, but there's a mission. That's why this topic today is so important. This is why the topic today is so important. And whether you're doing it in a large manner or a small manner, the mission is worth it. At the end of the day, whether you do it in a large way or a small way or a mediocre way, the mission is worth it. The outcome is what you're looking for. And I'm going to do something called a numerovational perspective of realizing that the mission is worth it, where I'm going to break down the words, the saying, the mission is worth it, in a mathematical format, in a numerovational format. Because we all like to say numbers don't lie, And throughout time immemorial, we have been using numbers as a form of guide, as a form of recognizing patterns, cycles, sequences. Remember, the study of numbers, numerology, is not psychic, but it allows you to tap into your, let's say, your intuitive psychic abilities, because all of us have this psychic ability. All of us have intuition. All of us have this. All of us have it. So when I get on the board, when you see me set up things like this on the board, I'm trying to show you that every letter, every word is a symbol, is a sound, is a power. There's a resonant energy that's coming out of our mouth every time we say something, whether you're speaking to someone else, whether you're on the phone, and every sound that we put out there is connecting to the universal, the macrocosmic universe, coming out of your microcosmic universe. That's why it's very important what you say to yourself and what you say to children. It's very important what you say to other people, other individuals. When you say, I hate someone, that is a very powerful word to use. And I broke down the word hate before, just like the word love. When you say, I love someone, it's a very powerful word to say to, and you know, many of us grew up, and let me say this. Many of us grew up with the saying, sticks and stones will break our bones, but names will never hurt us. Many of us grew up with that saying. How many of you grew up with that saying? Please put the number 1 in the chat if you grew up with that saying. Sticks and stones will break our bones, but names will never hurt us. How many of y'all have grown up with that saying? Might be a little older people, but you know, it might be some younger people out there that may have grown up. Put a number 1 in the chat if you remember that saying. Sticks and stones, yes, will break our bones, no doubt. Matter of fact, my ankle was broken by somebody throwing a big stone at me when I was young. So yes, sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt me. How many of y'all have heard that saying years ago? All right, good. Everybody's in the chat putting it in the 1. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Let me see on Instagram. Do you hear me on Instagram? So many of us have heard these words over and over and over again, till we find out that part of it is true and part of it is not true. Sticks and stones will break your bones. I'm a clear testament. My ankle was broken. My left ankle was broken back in the day. A guy that didn't like me because he know I was attracted to his sister, and him, and you know, we was children. So me and the sister was the same age. He chased me through this junkyard in near Atlantic Terminal. Those who lived in Brooklyn, Clinton Hills back in the day, that football field right there on Claremont and Fulton Street and Atlantic used to be a junkyard, and then there was another junkyard. And so I'm running through the junkyard, running from him, and he threw a big stone and hit me on my ankle, and it broke it. And I had to wear a cast and everything else. We had to go upstairs, talk to his mama, all that kind of stuff, you know, because he was just chasing me because he didn't like that his sister liked me, you know, didn't like that his little sister liked me. Look, we was 13, 14, 15 years of age. We was definitely 13, about 13 years of age, because her and I went to the same school. We was in the same class for 2 years together. But I'm saying this because I can attest that stones do break. I can attest to that. I've had my ankles broken, and many of you might have been hit over in your arm by a stone, or hit by something that broke your arm, hit by a bat, whatever. Sticks and stones will break your bones, and names, but names will never hurt. I wonder who came up with that slogan. Hold on one second. I got to find out who came up with that slogan. Who came up with that slogan? Let me see. Hold on one second. Who came up with that saying, sticks and stones will break our bones, but names will never hurt us? Let me see. Alexander William King Late, in his Ethan, written in 1830, published in London, John Oliver's 1844, Golden Sticks and Stones. So He was up the origin. Let's see. Let's go deeper to the origin. It says this expression is first attested in folk phrases of four counties by G.F. Northall, published in 1894 for an English dialect society. This appears to have been a collection of sayings from the English countries. So this is interesting. So this is going back way into England now by a G.F. Northall. This goes back into 1894. We've been saying these phrases. That's been one of the biggest lies. Sticks and stones will break our bones, but names will never harm us. Or names, what the word is, the old saying is, sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never harm us. This is what they say. But that's not true. If you constantly say something negative to a person, whether young or old, it can hurt them along the way, especially if that child believes in you and loves you and you're just being evil and wicked towards it. It will hurt, no doubt. But we're quoting something that came about since the 1800s. The first one was called Golden Sticks and Stones by Alexander William Kinglake. And then the full saying of it, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm us, came from a G.F. Northall, published in 1894. So we're quoting saying these crazy things that are affecting us and lying to us over the years. So it's so important that we start to analyze why words are important. And sometimes the older the language is, the stronger the word is. And I dare to say that if you're going back to Hebrew or Arabic or Amharic or Amharic or studying any of the ancient languages, Latin, which they call a dead language, and I don't believe it's dead because people in the Catholic Church still use the Latin language in their private secret den because it's not a dead language. It's more of a spiritually resonated, because that Latin language was also connected to what many of the Moors were speaking back in the day. That Moorish Latin, they used to call it, because they were able to conjure up things and do what we call the work of the Magi and the alchemists. Because remember, you're talking about alchemy when you're using words, and if words can affect you in any way, that is alchemy. If my words affect you in any way, if your mother's word affect you in any way, if your father's word affect you, that is a form of alchemy, because you're taking little of something, whether it's the voice. Remember, there's a whole apparatus right here that helps us to project this voice, to say what we're saying, to talk our talk, to be able to speak and articulate what we need to articulate. But these words have sound power, and they can affect you emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally. You can say something to somebody 20 years ago, and I know I have, and I know my ex-wives and girlfriends have said things to me, and I've said things to them that may have affected them 20 years ago. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she, an ex-girlfriend, contacted her to do a consultation or something like that. And she told me that she said something about me, because we was in the club. In my past, I was wilding. I know I was wilding. And as I was getting out of that foolishness of the nightclub, and no disrespect to people that still go to the nightclub, but you got to remember, I was knee deep in it. Balls deep. Pause. I was no Diddy. I was deep in it. You know what I'm saying? I was deep in it. I was a club manager at one time. I was also a club promoter. I was also an MC on all major stages throughout New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. So I've done my work. I've done every party you can think of except gay parties, because that's not my thing. Every party you can think of. I've done the parties as far as every fun party to enjoy. I never joined a political party. I never did all of that. I've just been more, having enjoying myself, enjoying life, celebrating life, because I love to see people gather. And I'm saying this because even that person said to my friend, and I know she didn't want to say what she said. I can feel the energy from my friend or somebody that I consider a friend telling me about a former friend who I don't hate. I'm just one of those people that if you're not willing to grow as I grow, it's time for me to go. That is me. If you're not willing to grow as I'm growing into my spirit, and it's not even about money, it's not even about sex. It's just that when you are mentally growing and when you are on a mission, if you are on a mission, like I told one of my doctor friends the other day, I said, look, you never see an eagle carrying bags of bricks. Eagles don't carry bags of bricks because bricks will, and as a matter of fact, an eagle will not carry anything that is not capable of flying it to its nest. It's not carrying it. It's not going to try to pick up a bull. It will try to pick up a rabbit. It will try to pick up a small dog. It will try to pick up a small fish or whatever, but it's not going to carry a bag of bricks. And I'm like this eagle. And many of you are like eagles out there that are flying, and you got a mission. You know you have a mission. Some of you have not found your mission yet. Some of y'all are still developing your mission, but you have a mission. I know I have a mission. I've had multiple missions that have gotten me to where I am now. So it's very important that we recognize that the mission is worth it. I'm saying this to say the mission is worth it. And yes, you'll go through your ups and downs. Yes, you'll go through the hatred and the disrespect and sometimes the love and the fun of it. Yes, but from a numerovational perspective, I want you to realize that the mission is worth it. Can I get an amen or a woman in the chat if you understand that the mission is worth it? Once a man or a woman is on a mission, you can't stop them. You can't stop them. There's no way you can stop them unless somebody takes them out or they die unexpectedly. There's no way they can stop them. So it's very important why I'm doing this. Why do I find sayings? I wake up in the morning sometimes with different dreams. Last night, I didn't go to bed until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. But my spirit said, I have 4 bedrooms here, right? In a house that I'm renting from a friend that I've known for 40 years. And my spirit said, I got to sleep in different rooms. I want to feel the energy of all the rooms. And so I slept in the back room, which I never slept in that room before, ever. I've always slept in the other rooms, but I've never slept in that room. And for some reason, I only slept for an hour in that room. Jumped up and said, this room has good vibes. I just got to burn some incense. I might have to do some Palo Santo. It has good, but it's one of the darkest rooms in the house. Well, not dark room, but let's say this is a room that's very shaded. It's a lot of shade because it's in the back of the house and it's a lot of shade. But we got white pillowcase. We got white, everything white just to lighten up the room. And plus, when we paint it over, we will lighten up the room a little bit more. But I slept in the room for an hour. Mind you, I went to bed at 2 o'clock, but my spirit said, go in that room and sleep in there for an hour. I woke up within the hour. I said, this room is good. My spirit said, you got to burn some incense. I'll burn some frankincense and more myrrh this morning. I'm going to burn some Palo Santo just to clear some energy out there. And I think there's energy in the room. And I had to do that. Then I jumped into another room and fell asleep. That's where I had all the dreams. That's where I had dreams that I can't remember. Big up to Aquarius Maximus. We dreaming so fast that sometimes we can't remember because by the time I get up, I forget. But they were all pleasant. But that room I'm used to. And then I jumped up and went into my room and fell asleep again And so because I'm moving with my spirit, I'm moving with what I want to find out about my mission. And when what I've realized is that I have to stay in tune with my intuition. Because in your intuition, when the logic takes you to a certain point, your intuition will take you beyond your logic. And that's what I loved about Nikola Tesla. He was willing to say that and express that even in his writings. Once we understood the metaphysics and the physical world, then we could make boundaries in what we want to accomplish in this realm. And more than likely, most scientists, like a George Washington Carver, who talk to the plants. You can't, as crazy as people may think that is, as crazy as many people think that is, undoubtedly, George Washington Carver was one of the greatest botanists, plant scientists that was able to talk to plants because his mission was to invent things around different plants and create different things around different plants for different people. The soybean use, the peanut use. So when a man or a woman is on a mission, you got to realize the importance that it is worth it. It is worth it. And I want everybody to look themselves in the eyes and say, yo, look your own self and say, yo, it's worth it. Yo, this is worth it, yo. If you want to write that play or write that book, say it's worth it to yourself. You got to say it. You got to express it to you, because many of us think we're worth less when in actually we're worthy, but we just haven't found our worthiness connected to our mission yet. And we're still doing it. We're still working on it. And it's all right. Still keep on building on that A-list mission. I've done many things in this lifetime that connected me to my mission. When I joined communities and joined Islamic communities and Hebraic communities and all that, those was part of my mission, because those was my mission to learn something from every one of them. When I studied with Moors and studied with the Kemetic teachers and all that, those was my missions, to learn every one of them so I could take what I need to make my mission even more better in this realm, to make my mission even more not perfected, but become so astute with different sciences that when I start doing numerovation, anybody that comes, I've read Jehovah's Witness books, I've read the Quran, I've read all kinds of stuff. So when people come to me, whether they're from under these systems, I can relate to them from a numerical perspective. Because remember, the words numerology only means the study of number and their uses and how to apply it. Numerology only means the study of numbers. So if you're dealing with anything with numbers, that's a study of numbers. Anything that applies with numbers is a study of numbers, from analytics to looking at your clock, to looking at a computer, to doing certain things. Anytime you connect numbers to it, phone numbers are a form of numerology. Just the phone number is a form of numerology. So all of us, you get certain clients that say, I never did this before. I never did numerology, but they don't understand that the basic meaning of numerology is the study of numbers. That's it. Don't get crazy. Don't go out of your mind. Don't go flipping somewhere else. Don't do the madness. It only means the study of numbers. Please know this. And the different variations of it. Now, before I get on the board, there's a book I want to share with everybody. This one is called Creating Magical Entities. Now, this is a book about sigils, because some people will say that I'm creating a sigil in a certain sense, but I'm not pulling out the vowels and then starting to use the numbers and draw everything. And I'm not doing that. I'll use the words, and I'm not doing that. But this guy, David Michael Cunningham, said something very interesting in the book. And I want to quote. He says, once you understand how to change your perception There is nothing in this world that your mind cannot change. Good book to have by Michael Cunningham, by David Michael Cunningham, creating magical entities. And I'm not talking about because some people, and again, everything can be used for positive and negative. Everything can be used for positive and negative. So you got people that might want to do it for negative. You got look, disclaimer. King Simon don't promote the negative of creating entities because you already got entities around you. I'm talking about creating, this book is talking about creating sigils that will help guide you and enhance your mission in this realm. My spirit told me to pull it out. I'm going to put it down. That's all I needed to say. That's all I needed to quote. Once you understand how to change your perception, there's nothing in this world that your mind cannot change. And I'm a testimony to that. Many of my family members and friends, although they don't recognize what they're doing sometimes, or my children, they're a testimony to it. Once you're able to change the perception, how you perceive things. That's why I tell people all the time, I love Reverend Ike. I love Reverend Ike because Reverend Ike changed our perception of money. Reverend Ike changed our perception of, instead of the doom and gloom of the Bible, he gave us the prosperity of the Bible, which the Almighty wants us to be prosperous. It's not all about the doom and gloom. It's just what you do with your prosperity. The perception on how you present your prosperity is what's most important. What you do with that prosperity is most important. So instead of spending money, and I don't say spending money anymore, I say I circulate money. So if I have to circulate my money to a bill, I'm circulating it so it can come back. So if I got to circulate money for food, I'll say thank you, alhamdulillah, or I'll say gratitude because I'm able to circulate money. Because if you're able to circulate money, it will help you on your mission because the mission is worth it. The mission is worth it, but along the way, you have to have sustenance. Along the way, you got to circulate money to your bills. Along the way, you have car notes you have to circulate money to. Along the way, you have children or family members that you might have to help out on. Along the way of your mission, things are happening. People are transitioning. People are being born along the way of your mission all the time. So again, family, please, whatever mission you're on, remember, realize that the mission is worth it. I don't want you to negate it. I don't want you to run away from it. I don't care how little it is. I don't care how big it is. Remember, the mission is worth it. Everybody put in the chat, the mission is worth it. Put it in the chat. Tell it to yourself. Scream it out if you have to. The mission is worth it. It is absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I realize that to this point now that I've never, to this point, I'm 57 years of age. And I remember telling my former wife, 50s and beyond is going to be some of my greatest years. I didn't know where it came from. I don't know why I said it to her. My third wife. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why I said it to her. But I said 50. I think we was laying down and she was in my arm. And I said 50 and beyond going to be some of my greatest years. And I remember saying that in my mind, probably in my 40s, because I was going through a lot of ups and downs coming out to my 40s and my 30s and all of that. I went through all of that stuff in those times, divorces and separations and all kinds of stuff I was going through. From the 20s, from the late 20s all the way into my 40s, I was going through what I had to go through. So going to the board, and those that are new to me, big up to all those that are here for the first time. Thank you very much for showing your love. But let me share something with you from the internet in regards to the spiritual meaning, the meaning of saying the mission is worth it. What's the spiritual meaning? Okay, so what I wrote down here, what I got from the internet, it says the mission is worth it emphasizes the importance of purpose, impact, intentional living. It encourages us to embrace our unique mission and make a positive difference in the world. Let me read that again, because that's a simple summary of what it means to recognize the mission is worth it. The mission is worth it. Emphasize the importance of purpose, impact, and intentional living. It encourages us to embrace our unique mission and make a positive difference in the world. All of us, I dare to say, all of us have a mission. All of us, all of you have a mission. And it might be a small one, but don't negate it. It might be a mediocre one. It might be a medium in between small and large, but don't negate it. It might be a large one, but don't negate it, because every piece of the puzzle counts, especially if you're doing something that's positive and productive. Especially if you're doing something that's positive and productive. Every little bit counts, and we need you. We need you. We need you. We need you. Let me say it again. We need you. We need you, mothers. If your mission was to be a mother and have one child or 12 children like my aunt did, or like my former wife did, my first wife, she has 12 children. That's one of her missions. And it's just one mission. That's just one mission, but she's also great at singing. That was one of her missions. She's also great at producing certain products and running her own business. That's one of her missions. Those that are in North Carolina, go support her store called All Eyes on Egypt on Bedford Road or Bedford Avenue in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. She has 12 children. Big up to Teslee. Amanette. I love her. We only have one child together, but she has 12. That is one of her missions. And if anybody, and even if you cannot have a child, then you will bear the child of a new business, a new book, a new this, a new that. That is one of your missions, but it's just one mission, because the mission has multiple tiers, because the word mission adds up to 35, which adds up to a number 8, and 8 is the multiple streams of income in your mission. Because remember, 8 is the number of multiple streams of income, diversified portfolio. That is the number 8. And because the word mission adds up to 35, deals with your willingness to express yourself through your mission, expand through your mission, be adaptable through your mission, and be able to communicate clearly about your mission. That's why 35 is there. I'm not surprised the word mission adds up to 35. I'm not surprised. And I've broken down the word mission before. It's on my YouTube channel. I was talking about a mission in another way. But remember, the two master numbers, the double S's represent the master number 11. That means it intensified your mission. So whatever it adds up to and breaks down to, whether it's in the vowels or the consonant or the expression of the word, the 11 and the 33 intensify the word and intensify your mission if you are staying on your mission. If you stay on your mission. Know that the mission, the word mission, is a powerful. And because it adds up to a number 8, 8 is one of the healing numbers. Remember, all even numbers are health numbers and numbers that came here to bring about balance. So even if you're born on the 8th of the month, Even if you're born on the 17th of the month, 1 plus 7 equals 8. Even if you're born on the 26th of the month, 2 plus 6 equals 8. But 2, 6, and 8 are all healing numbers. That means your job in some form or fashion is here to bring healing, whether it's to your generation, to your family, to your soul. That's your job. If you're born even on the 8th of any month, 17th of any month, 26th of any month, your mission is also to be able to galvanize a certain amount of finances and be philanthropic with your finances, because you're here to serve the greater good of humanity, because 8 is one of the old soul energies. And because the word mission adds up to 35, again, the 3 and the 5 deals with what you came here to express through your mission, but you have to be able to adapt. Even when things go wrong, that might be wrong, it's really a lesson that's going to turn it into a blessing for you. So no matter what you're born under, if you have 8 in your name, if your life path adds up, if the year you're born adds up to a number 8, if one of your middle name, your first name, and your last name adds up to a number 8, your life path, my life path is a number 17 that adds up to the 8. And what's so interesting, I'm still talking about the 8 because the word 8 is one of those numbers that's here to bring some type of expression and growth to what you do and how you do things. And because the 8 looked like the infinity symbol erected, but it is not the infinity symbol, but from any spiritual metaphysics perception, it will be known as the infinity symbol. What goes around comes around. It's an infinite cycle of what comes. It's the whole infinite cycle thing. You have to be very mindful of what mission you are going on, because there's people that go on criminal missions. There's people that's doing some real deplorable thing, and they're on a mission to go either kill, rob, steal, rape, whatever. That's a mission too. And mission can be positive, and missions can be negative. Missions can bring love and beauty to the world, and missions can bring hell and destruction to the world, because everything has a duality. I'm never going to just tell you all the hard parts and give you all the heavenly bull crap. Not going to do that. Not if there's a God and a devil. Not if there's a positive and negative. Not if there's an up and a down. I'm not going to do that. I got to let you know the truth. That every word that you see here has a duality. Every letter, every number has a duality. And then there's certain paths that you came to take. There's certain paths that you came to take. And some of them you came to listen from, you came to learn from, not listen, came to get the lessons from, and others you came to get the blessings from. Or those same lessons you could flip into a blessing. The word mission adds up to a number 24, which is a 6, 2, 4, 6, all healing numbers. All powerful, but remember, although they all have healing frequencies to it, the master number 33 is in the Chaldean system. Remember, it's 2 different systems I'm using. But you got to remember to that where there's every time there's an angel, there's a possible demon. And vice versa. Wherever there's a demon, there's a possible angel within that lineage to connect that person to be better than what they was instead. Because many people have gone to prison, and big up to all my brothers and sisters in prison, locked down, that went through their demon side or their wickedness, but they had to be rehab or rehabilitated, and now they might come out and do something positive, but you don't want to trigger them to bring that madness back out. You want to keep them on the positive. You want to keep them on the positive. So 24, which is a 6, and 35, which is an 8, those are all healing and helpful and healthy numbers that are here to bring about some type of balance. Big up to, oh man, one of my dear brothers, Lloyd Strayhorn, is in here. What's up, brother Lloyd? God, yeah, that's my brother. You know I'm gonna shout you out if I see you. Make sure y'all know I always advertise this flyer in the beginning and the end of my show. Make sure y'all support Lloyd Strayhorn all the time. That's his number, that's his website. I love you, Lloyd. You know I love you, brother. You know, and thank you for being one of the wind under my wings to grow, to be able to do things like that. But get back to the point. You know I love Lloyd. Lloyd is my brother. Everybody love Lloyd. Make sure y'all go to his YouTube channel, man. My baby brother. Yes, sir. Yeah, you're my big brother. I'm your baby brother. Yes, sir. So The words, the mission is worth it. It's summarized to a mathematical frequency, a numerovational frequency, a numerology, a numerical frequency. So when I added it all up, and when I added 15 plus 35 plus 10 plus 30 plus 11, it added up to 101. And 101 equals 2 because 1 plus 0 plus 1 equals 2. So when the mission is worth it, the number 2 represents the intuitiveness that you have to tap into, but also you have to bring compassion out of it. And since Lloyd is here, let me show you what the number 2 means in his book. You know, I have his book. The number 2 means mild-mannered, considerate, peacemaker, persuasive, and charming. So when you understand that the mission is worth it from his perspective, you have to be mild-mannered. You have to be persuasive. You have to be charming in how you disseminate or understand and understand that your mission is worth it. Oh, baby, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And then when you go into my book from my perspective about the number 2 by itself, and remember, I tell people to look at things from a multi-tier, holistic perspective. So I see 101, so I can go to the angel number book. I see 101, so I can go to the synchronicity book with it. I can go anywhere I want to go with it because this is the numerovational perspective. Because I'm here to motivate you. I'm here to motivate you. That's why I invented the word numerovation. Using your numerals to use the principle, the numerals, which is the numbers that's connected to you directly. And the motivational principle, Vation comes from the motivational principle of the people that I've studied over the years, or the different systems that I've been to motivate people. So in my book, I talk about the number 2, getting back to the point. I talk about the number 2 in my book. I said the number 2 is the duality symbol, companion, mother, father, and parental principle. The number 2 energy can signify a pair of opposites, angel, demons. That's what I said earlier. Your mission can be evil or good, bad or good, positive or negative. Al Capone was on a mission. Malcolm X was on a mission. Take this one. 2 people born the same day. Luther Vandross and Hitler, born the same day. Hitler was on his mission, and Luther was on his mission of sharing love and singing love songs. Hitler was on his destructive mission of doing what he did to the Jews and other people, black folks too. 2 people born the same day. I'm just showing you the dichotomy of that, the dynamic. 2 people born the same day, one doing wicked according to his perspective, and one singing about love, born April the 20th. Yo, I can't make this up. I can't make it up. So in my book, I talk about the number 2 and go on to say, the number 2 energy, very intuitive, loving, helpful, sharing, and giving. But the negative of the number 2 energy, you got to be very careful of being indecisive, second guessing yourself, allowing energy drainers to come in your life. So when you know the mission is worth it, you can't let and allow energy drainers to come in your life. You can't allow people to second guess your mission because it adds up to the number 101, which is a 2. And when I go into her book, Angel Numbers 101, the one, the only, Doreen Virtue, like I said, I'm not afraid to share other people's books. She says, what she says about the number 1. If you're seeing number 101 a lot, or if you're in sync with 101 a lot, let me see what she says in her book about the number 101. It says, this number signifies fundamental spiritual teachings. As you let go and let God, your thoughts automatically become more positive, and this elevated vibration attracts all good things into your life. So when the mission is, if you know the mission is worth it, what does she say? What does she say? The number signifies, 101 signifies spiritual teaching. When you realize that the mission is worth it, There's a spiritual dynamic that you're developing in yourself to keep you going. The spiritual teachings that you're learning outside and that you're developing yourself is helping you to keep on going with your mission. It adds up to 101. In her book, Angel Numbers 101, it represents that spiritual teaching. It's also saying, let go and let God. The God force in you, family. The God force in you is saying, yo, let go of all the false fears and the false belief about what people may feel about you and go ahead and go forth and do your thing. Then it goes on to say, your thoughts automatically become more positive, and this elevated vibration attracts all things into your life. So when you realize that the mission is worth it, your positive thoughts will start to manifest more. Your elevated vibration will start to attract all good things to you. That's why I was able to go on Billy Carson's show. That's why people like Lloyd Strayhorn has been on Oprah show and been on Katie Couric and been all over the world. Thank you, Lloyd. Amazing insight. Malcolm X and Capone was obviously born the same day, and then Luther and Hitler, both of them, all of them are missions. They had their own mission. They were on their mission. Thank you, Lloyd, for that. People got to realize that there's duality in everything. And in my book, I talk about 4 different paths one can take. Although it's enthralled it's all encompassed in the duality. 4 different paths: constructive, obstructive, destructive, and complacent. Because some people do not want to, some people don't want to spiral up. Some people don't want to spiral down. Some people just want to stay right there, complacent. You become complacent. That means you don't want to do anything. You're comfortable where you're at. Some people are like that. And there's some people that came through just to do that. There's some mothers that just came through just to be a mother, and that's the most beautiful thing to be. There's some fathers that just came through to be a father and do what they didn't want to be nothing else. They just want to be what they are, and that's an honorable thing. Being a mother and a father is an honorable thing. It's an honorable thing. It's not that you're comfortable there. It's just that that's where your mission lies, and that's where you want to stay. But you're supposed to encourage your children to either spiral up. Don't let them spiral down. That is the job of people that does astronumerology like Lloyd Strayhorn, or analytics like Kaya, or people like Jackie Levine or Nina Diamond when they do cardology, or Aquarius Maximum. Our job is to help you spiral up, not spiral down, but we do want you to recognize the downward moments so you can manage your weaknesses and strengthen your strengths. Like the great A.R. Bernard said, who was born August the 10th. Like the great A.R. Bernard said in his sermon one time, I was over there, and it's real. So it's important, and like I said, because the word mission is probably the most important part of this saying. And let me share screen real quick. Let's go. You know, I like to share screen. I don't be playing games. I like to teach up in this place. Love you, Ricky. With such a passion, the way you explain. Oh, thank you very much, my brother. Love you too, brother Lloyd. Yeah, man. That's big brother there. Lloyd Strayhorn. Everybody give him a round of applause for being here. Give him a round of applause. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn. Baba, that's my brother. That's my brother. So let's go over here to the side. I'm going to be highlighting it right now. It says, the phrase mission is worth it. It says, the phrase mission is worth it. It carries a powerful message about purpose, significance, and determination. Let me say that again. Saying this word, the phrase, the mission is worth it. It carries a powerful message. This is online. You can Google this. This is online, and if y'all want to Google it, y'all should print it out and write it out, put it on your board or your vision board or do something. Just Google up the meaning of saying the mission is worth it, and the computer will bring it all up. I'm trying to show y'all that this is not something that I'm the only one that's presenting and all that. I'm telling you, they're telling you what the saying means from their own analytics and their own algorithm. So it goes on to say, number one, you have a mission. Don't overcomplicate it. Let me read it over here. I'm going to read that right there real quick. Don't overcomplicate it. You have a mission, period. It's not some mysterious thing. It's simply a task or a job that you're meant to do. Take inventory of your life. What unique abilities, experiences, and passion do you have? How does your personality fit into the equation? The next thing, ask yourself, how can I use who I am and what God has given me to make other people live better every day? Living a mission possible life means executing the good works that God has already prepared for you to do. Now, whether you believe in God or whether you believe in Ifa or Akan or believe in the Kemetic deities, just add that to what it's saying. Then it goes on to say it matters. That's the next point that they talk about as far as the mission is worth it. It matters. Your life matters. How you spend your time matters. The way you love people matters. Your character matters. The mission matters. You got to think on that level, family. Reject the lie that your life doesn't matter. You are here for a purpose, and your actions can impact others positively. Live with passion, compassion. Live with passion, compassion, humor, and style. Thrive, don't survive. That's powerful. Thrive, don't survive. Everybody wants to just, I'm surviving. No, hell no. I stopped saying surviving a long time ago. You remember that song? I will survive. I will survive. Ooh, as long as I know other love, I know I'll stay alive. I got all my love. No, I'm thriving. I'm not surviving. Last but not least, assessing values. It says, when evaluating whether something is worth it, consider the effort, time, or cost associated with it. Ask yourself, is the mission worth pursuing? Are the risks outweighed by the advantages? Woo! Is there enough value in doing it? Let me copy that. Lord have mercy, I don't understand. You got to ask yourself these questions every day. What it says, I'm going to copy and show this on the line. These are questions we have to ask ourselves when we realize that the mission is worth it. Can I get a number one in the chat, or matter of fact, give me an amen in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? If you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, put a number amen or put a number one in the chat if you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Because this is some interesting stuff. Let me copy and paste. The questions that we have to ask ourselves. The questions that we have to make sure and secure in our thought patterns. Let me say the questions again. I want everybody to take a copy, take a snapshot of these questions. Because you got to ask yourself these questions. Believe me, I ask myself this every day. And yes, sometimes you want to give up. Yes, you want to stop. Yes, you just don't want to do nothing. Some days, sometimes I don't even want to do some things sometimes. But I know my mission is much more greater than that. I realize that my mission is much more greater than that. I realize the mission is much more greater than that. Again, here are the questions. Here are the questions. When evaluating whether something is worth it, consider the effort, time, or cost associated with it. Ask yourself, is the mission worth pursuing? Then again, are the risk outweighed by the advantages? And is there enough value in doing it? Look what I got here written on the board. From a mathematical perspective, I say yes, it is worth it. Because in the Chaldean system, when I read the whole word, the word the same, the mission is worth it, it adds up to a number 71 when I added 14 plus 24 plus 4 plus 24 plus 5, it adds up to 71, which is an 8. In another aspect, when you add 5 plus 6 plus 4 plus 6, it adds up to 26. Very interesting about that word 26, because in compound numerology, and I discussed that in my book, but also Kiro discusses it in his book. And what he says about the number 26. I want to read it for you because I can show you better than I can just tell you. The 26, he says, this number is full of the gravest warnings for the future. The number 26, these words add up to the number 26 in one aspect when you just break down the 14 into 5, 24 into 6, 4, and 24 into 6 into 5. 5 plus 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5 equals 26. And he says, this number 26, this number is full of the gravest warnings for the future. It foreshadows disasters brought about by association with others, ruin by bad speculation, bad partnerships, bad unions, and bad advice. So, because these words, the mission is worth it, you got to be very careful of bad partnerships that can destroy your mission, bad unions that can destroy your mission, bad advice that can destroy your mission. Because if the mission is worth it, you don't want people that's going to bring that madness to you. You don't want anybody that's going to bring you down and bring you indecisive or bring you negative vibe or always talking negative or always into some drama, because your mission is worth it. It's in my book too. I break it down. I say it a little different in my book about the number 26. What do I say in my book? In my book, I said the number 26 is the symbol of consideration of the path taken. So when you realize that the mission is worth it, you're now considering the path that you're taking and treading lightly and with caution, because you know sometimes it comes with a lot of hate. It comes with a lot of deception. It comes with a lot of energy vampires when you're on a mission. Like these celebrities, they may have been on a mission to be the top actor of the world, be the top music person, producer of the world, but yet it comes with enemies. It comes with enemies. And when you are on your mission and you know that the mission is worth it, because the number 26 it adds up to, you got to be very careful of being abusive to power. In my book, I talk about that number, the lower side of the number 26. It says poor judgment, being impatient, being dishonest, being cruel, being a bully, and the abuse of power. So you might get and survive, might make it to your mission, but if you're cruel and you're abusive and you abuse your power and you're a bully, your mission is a waste of time on a negative, on a positive stat. It's not good. So more than likely, because it adds up to a number 8, 26 adds up to a number 8, and really 2, 6, and 8 are all health and balanced numbers in different perspectives and different aspects. What goes around comes around, because that number 8 is a erected infinity symbol. It's the erected infinity symbol. It's the erected infinity symbol, and that is known as a karmic number. And karma isn't a bad word. The word karma means cause and effect. So if you put the good cause out there, you get the best effect. If you put the bad cause out there, you get the bad effect. You got to pay attention to the universe and how it works. If the universe is just, and 8 is one of the numbers of justice, The infinity symbol is definitely a symbol of justice. Before I finish, woo, there's so much to unpack with this. I mean, I got so much numbers around here. I got so much. I got the consonants of what it means. I got the vowels. I went into the inner aspect of the words. So much to unpack. And I got sessions I got to do. I got clients I got to deal with. So I cannot be up here all day or all night. But I do want to thank Lloyd and everybody else that came on. But last but not least, I want to go to the angel numbers of each of the words of the same. Because when I added 28 plus 54 plus 91 plus 19 plus 65 plus 91 plus 56 plus 92 plus 89 plus 2 equals 587, which adds up to a 20 again. It still goes straight down to the number 20. 5 plus 8 plus 7 equals 20. So 20 is still there. And remember, in numerology, in compound numerology or composite numerology, the number 20 is the number of awakening and discernment or judgment. Some great purpose you're supposed to do. I wrote about it in my book. The number 20 is the symbol of divine awakening and clear judgment. In my perspective of numerovation, 20 is the master number potential. That's what I wrote about in my book. It's the number of extremely loving, caring, forgiving. But remember, the number 20 is also the number of the awakening to new purpose, a new ambition, new plans, some call to action. So when the mission is worth it, when you realize that your mission is worth it, it's some great purpose, awakening to some great purpose at number 20. But 5, 8, and 7 in angel number. Let's go back to her book. I want to see what she says because this is the numerovational perspective. 587, she says, your new business ventures is putting you on the path of success. This is what she says. Simple words. Simple words. Your new business ventures is putting you on the path of success. So because the double numbers of all this adds up to 587, the mission is worth it. From an angel number book perspective, says that your business ventures is putting you on the path of success. So whatever you're doing, that is your mission. It is putting you on the path of success as long as you love it and compassionate about it and awaken to it or what you want to do with it. That's what's going to happen. You just have to stay positive, stay constructive, stay focused. Stay focused. In the Chaldean system, it adds up to the angel numbers, add up to the number 37. When I added 45 plus 54 plus 13 plus 31 plus 75 plus 13 plus 67 plus 24 plus 51 plus 4 adds up to 377 in the Chaldean system. But when I look in her angel numbers book, she says, well done. You've consulted with heavenly deities and are accurately following your divine guidance. So when you see this as an angel number, or you see this, look it up. It's positive and negative. That's why I call it the angle and angel, because it depends on what angle you want to take in order for it to be a good or a bad angel for you. Because every positive, there's a negative. And again, what she says about it, the mission is worth it, adds up to 377. And she says, well done. You've consulted with heavenly deities, your creator, your creative force, Allah, Yahweh, whatever you believe in. You've consulted with the heavenly deity, the heavenly creator, and are accurately following your divine guidance. So even if you're Muslim, Christian, Hebrew, whatever you are, if you're Ifa, Akan, if you're whatever system, Kemetic, whatever, if you're seeing this number or if you're on a mission, it adds up that you are consulting your deities and your creative force, and you now are accurately following your divine guidance because you're in that system for a reason. What you do in that system, whether you write books or music or whatever you do for that system, I just want you to be a better Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Kemetic priest, whatever you are. I just want you to be better because everyone has a mission if they find it and put it to work. Every one of us has it. Mic drop. Family. I enjoyed every moment with you today. I was going to have people call in, but I'm tired. You know what? Before I get off, because I got to get off here by at least 11:30, I'm allowed 3 people to call me right now. 3 people to call me. Tell me about your mission. What mission are you on that you know is worth it? I'm going to turn up the microphone. Call me right now. And you can call me at the number right here, 718-210-8853. If you want to be a part of this live, you will be on this live once you put your voice on here. Let's go to the phone lines. Okay. Please turn down all apparatuses and talk to me on the phone.
Hello?
Turn down the apparatuses that you're listening. Talk to me on the phone. Turn down whatever you're watching me on or listening to me on. Turn it down and talk to me over the phone. Thank you.
So,
yes, hello.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, greetings. Now, what mission are you on, my dear, and why is it worth it?
So the mission that I'm on is really discovering my purpose and what I need to be doing in this new life. I don't even know if I'm to be calling it a new life. But I watch you a lot. Me and my friend James watch you a lot. And just for me being new into this conscious community and learning and understanding, I just had a birthday, May 15th, born 1967. I'm 57. And so I'm just trying to, not get overwhelmed by what I'm listening, because I know you guys have been in this consciousness for a long, long time. And so as a new person coming in and learning and just trying not to get overwhelmed, but just really needing some guidance.
Well, just being born on the 15th is letting you know that you need to balance yourself between the physical and the spiritual realm and bring balance, because 1 + 5 = that 6. And I'm just dealing with the personal number. I'm not even doing with everything, because all the numbers mean something to me when I see it. But that 15, because it deals with the number 1, which is the creative aspect that you have to maintain, and because the 5 deals with the communication and the willingness to be versatile and adaptable in what you, but the 6 that it adds up to says bring balance to whatever you do, because you're here to help and heal other people. But if you're not helping and healing yourself, you can't clean somebody else's backyard if you're not cleaning your own backyard. Okay?
Okay.
I do suggest you do a full session so I can break it down, but there's more to it than that. But I'm just letting you know, just from your personal number, I'm just looking at the 15. I don't have to look at everything else. When I'm a numerovator, I'm showing you how your numbers can motivate you and what you're supposed to do with your personality. But if you're not willing to do it and you're always unbalanced, or you're letting family hold you back because there's something that you had to heal from family. So heal that too. Work on that. There's something you have to heal. You know what it is. I don't have to tell you. You know what it is. Forgive, let go, and grow. When I meet people born under that 15 or that 6, and also being born under the sign of Taurus, which is also connected to the number 6, you came here for stability, but you came here to bring balance, healing, and forgiveness to the world. Ma'at. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're going to always go through a whole bunch of bullcrap. You're going to always, because you attract people that need help and healing a lot, and you know this. You just need to stop, settle down, calm down, get yourself together. And if there's somebody with you that's helping you to get together, then hey, work with that person. As long as they're growing and you're growing, then it's all right. But like I said earlier, eagles that are supposed to fly do not carry bags of bricks. They just fly. So learn to fly. You're born the same day as Samora, the comedian. She went through her father and mommy issues, but look what she's doing. She translated it into something that she's doing now. All right. So I'm glad you. Thank you for calling. What's your name and where did you call from?
So my name is Elizabeth, and I'm calling from Sacramento, California. And the funny thing that you say some more, because every time I go somewhere, people say, you remind me of the comedian some more.
Yes.
All the time.
You're born the
so
same
thank
day.
you for that.
Thank you very much. I met some more years ago in Canada. She came to one of my parties, one of my shows. Me and my cousin threw a party out there. As a matter of fact, it was a strip show. And she came out and she came to me. She said, Simon, how can I get one of those men to my hotel room? I said, you got to go up and ask them. I'm not pimping them. She started laughing just like you. She laughed. You go and talk to him. All right, but have a great day and thank you for calling.
You
Okay?
too, King Simon. Thank you.
All right,
Bye-bye.
peace and love. All right, that was my girl from Sacramento born on the 15th. But some more, she was hilarious, man. And we had a big old strip show in Canada back in the 90s. And she came out. I think she was in Canada for Just for Laughs, the comedy show Just for Laughs. And we did my cousin Shireen, aka Susie Q, and I was the MC for the show, and I helped connect with those strippers, and we brought a male review for 400 ladies came out to see that. 300 to 400, about 300 ladies came out to see that. Packed places. Let me tell y'all something. I told y'all I threw parties, right? My cousin, she said, man, he said, you know how to make some money. She said, I bought an extra suitcase full of lingerie to sell. And I sold out all of my lingerie pieces to all the ladies that came out there. I brought a whole suitcase because back in the day, you can go to what you call it? You can go to Broadway and go and get some wholesale lingerie. And I sold them I bought them for $7, $10, right? I sold them for $25, 2 for $50. So it is what it is. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's see who's on the phone lines. Let's see who's here. All right, welcome to King Simon Presents the Numerovational Perspective. Who am I speaking with?
How you doing? My name is William Holmes.
Hold on one second. Say it again.
William Holmes.
Yeah, Williams, how you doing, sir? Now, let me ask you a question. The question is, the mission, why is the mission that you're on worth it? What mission are you on, sir?
The mission I'm on is, to help myself and also to help others. I feel that my thing is I haven't been voicing myself the way I should, and that's what I need to bring out in myself.
Okay, you say you need to bring out what you got to bring out. Say that again. What you need to bring out?
My voice.
Okay, then.
So I can speak to people.
Then why don't you do that?
I am doing it.
Okay.
But I feel that I'm not doing it the way I should.
Well, if
I'm saying that's the right way.
If you feel that you're not doing it the way you should, then you should sign up for Toastmasters. You should sign up for people like Les Brown's courses or Eric Thomas, people that are doing it. That's who you should study. That's who you should study. No doubt about it. If that's what you feel about bringing your voice, if it's about lecturing or speaking or singing or take singing classes, whatever you want to do with your voice, it's learnable. You really don't have no excuse in this day and time. You can go on Udemy and learn how to sing or speak, or you can go to Toastmasters and learn how to speak because they have groups all over the world that you can learn how to articulate your words. So you can do it. You can do it, my brother. Just go ahead.
The reason I'm telling you this is because I've been in trouble in my life. I just retired. A couple of years ago, maybe about a decade or so ago, and I see a lot of the youth getting caught up in the same stuff that I was doing, right. And I want to start speaking to them. I want to know how to reach them. Okay. Yes, that's exactly what I want to do, and I want to start doing it.
Don't say you.
But I'm not doing it.
But stop saying you want to start because, like Les Brown used to say, wannabes don't make no honey. You don't want to start nothing. Just go and do it. Wannabes don't make no honey, but you have to develop yourself first. You have to be able to articulate, and then you got to be able to speak their language so you can bring them up to you. You can speak their language because you got to learn to speak from the penthouse, from the outhouse to the penthouse, from the streets to the suites. You got to learn how to do that. And if you know how to read the room like comedians know how to read the room, that's how you got to do it. That's how you got to do it. But I do say you got to refine and tighten up your voice and how you present yourself first. All right?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Be safe, my brother. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you for calling. All right. That's all right. We got one more call I'm going to take. I'm going to take one more call. I didn't even have to ask him his birthday. Once he said what he wanted to do, my experiences for studying motivational speakers and all that, and then put it in my own way. Doing Numerovation, putting it in my own way. Like I said, I suggest people now in the study of numbers, I can point you in the direction where you need to go. But if you're not willing to take that direction, it's up to you, because this, like I always say, it's like Mission Impossible. It's like Mission Impossible. I will give you the recording after we finish. But if you choose to take on the mission or not, that's up to you at the end of the day. If you go to Lloyd Strayhorn and book a session with him, it's up to you. What do you do with it? All right, so let me go to one last caller, because I got sessions I got to do. Let me go to the phone lines. Welcome. Hello. Greetings. Greetings.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
Oh, I'm trying to call the King Simon Show. Is this it?
This is King Simon. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, this is Helena.
How you doing, Felena? What is the mission that you feel that is worth it in your life, my dear?
Oh, the mission I'm on right now is through nature retreat walks and Reiki work and just working with people in their spiritual lives. I have several missions I've been on. I've been an Air Force officer. I've been a mother. I'm a grandmother. Completed a whole bunch of missions, but right now it's to help people live the best lives they can live. So I want people to get in touch with nature. I want them to listen to their spirit. I find myself coming out of my own shell about I'm a spirit messenger. My job is to help people bridge the gap between what we're living right now and where we are, where we want to go.
Beautiful.
Support people to live their best lives.
Beautiful. Keep on doing what you got to do, sister. That's what it's all about. Do keep on. That's why if the mission is.
But I really enjoyed this show about mission. The mission is worth it. I was just talking to my son, who is in the Army, paratrooper, and we were just talking about as he moves forward to retire.
Yes.
What's the mission? How we're going to move forward. So that's being a mother even after they're grown.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, well, my son just retired from the Army himself, and I have a son that was in the Marines. My father was a former Marine, and I understand. And a lot of them, they get caught up in the job, right? But he has to, because of the discipline that he learned in there, he needs to take what he learned, what he earned from the military, and apply it to his own life and what he wants to do. So have him write down a certain amount of things that he always loved to do, and then take the discipline of what he learned in the military and apply it to himself, so he can return it back to his own self and his own family. Even if he does work a job, if he loves what he's doing, he can still set up another, because when you're working for somebody else's job, you're building their vision and their dreams. And we know this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he can also, if he loves what he's doing, this is like I used to work on radio and I was getting a check, but I love being on radio. But at the interval, I always had a promotional business going. I had this going. I always had extra money still coming in. And you tell him to put 10% of his work ethics and his work towards his own business, even while he's working a regular job. Okay?
I will do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my sister, for calling in, and have a great day, okay?
You as well. All right. Bye.
So that was the last caller, because I got sessions I got to do. Man, I love y'all. And remember, if you do want to book a session, take a snapshot of this right now. Take a snapshot of this right now. If you want to book a session with me, I have 10 slots left for next week. 10 slots left. I'm going by week now. Week by week, I'm doing it. 10 slots left for next week. So if you want to book a session, text me your full name and date of birth. If you live outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. If you live outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. But if you live inside of the United States, just use the regular phone and text me. Text me your full name and date of birth, and I will send you the details on how to book a session. I only use PayPal and Cash App at this time. So if you don't have PayPal or Cash App, have a friend pay for it for you, and then you pay them back. But I only, at this time, I don't use Zelle, I don't use Venmo, I only use PayPal and Cash App at this time. I'm getting Zelle and all that together, but I'm only using PayPal and Cash App at this time. So please text me your full name and date of birth if you're serious about it. Don't waste my time, because I don't like wasting people's time. And remember, Lloyd Strayhorn was in the chat. Big up to Lloyd. Support Baba Lloyd. He does astronumerology. He also reads your palm. He's good at palmistry too. So go support him for palm. Get his newsletter. Do all of that. Give him a call. Check him out. Brother's good at what he's the master teacher amongst master teachers. And Big up to Nina Diamond, the cardologist, the astrologer, the numerologist. Hit her up also. She'll do cardology, astrology, and numerology all in one. And that's levinuniversity.com. That's the website on the bottom of the flyer there. levinuniversity.com. That's levinuniversity.com. Her YouTube channel is Diamond8. And her IG is diamonds_8. Make sure y'all support our dear sister. Also, my dear Carrie Ann Ingram. Carrie Ann Ingram is doing wonderful work at this time. So make sure you hit her up with her tarot spread. She does all of that. 226-909-8363. Tell them that King Simon sent you. Tell her that King Simon, tell all of them that King Simon sent you. Carrie also have healing jewelry, and she also do distant Reiki. So if you want distant Reiki done, make sure you contact my dear Carrie Ann Ingram. And want to remind y'all that this sister does cartomancy, different than cardology. This sister does cartomancy. Hit her up via email because I think the phone line is not working. Her email right now is amira1122@proton.me because I think her phone line is going through some stuff. But please hit her up. She just texted me and said the phone lines might be going through some stuff. So email her if you want to do cartomancy. And cartomancy is doing the playing cards. That means she could take your playing cards and do a whole breaking thing. If you have cards that you play crazy eights and spades, she could be at your event in your house and be dropping cards right there and give you some guidance through the cards because that's a whole nother system than cardology. All right. Different than tarot, different than cardology. It's cartomancy. All right. And she's also a Reiki master and yoga teacher. And do remember, family, want to remind everybody that this coming week we have this beautiful system. Matter of fact, let me go here. On Saturday, on Sunday, Sunday, June the 9th, I have a double header. I got Adara Moselle, the tantrika herself, shaman, massage therapy. She's one of my massage therapists. Very good at what she does. She got good hands. Big up to her. And Sister Keisha is coming in that evening at 7 p.m. The changing industry of fashion and its politics. She's big in the fashion industry. She knows her stuff. She knows all the politics behind it. She'll be also coming in. And then Wednesday, we have this beautiful sister, the one, the only Dr. Sunyata Amen will be in the building. Y'all know Dr. Sunyata Amen from the Michael Basin show, the Karen Hunter show, the Karen Hunter platform, Nubia and all that. Big up to her. She'll be in town with us. And then on June the 15th, myself, I'll be a special guest for Adara Moselle's event in Atlanta. It's called Stop the Fighting, Elevate Intimacy. Learn to stop the fighting and elevate your intimacy with your partners and all that. So we're going to do it. Make sure you go to the website to find out more information, adaramoselle.com/events. And on the 19th, we have this beautiful sister coming in. Nairobi Vision is coming in, getting back to the basics of our roots and with herbalist, the one, the only Nairobi Vision. She's from out of Toronto, Canada. And remember, the Forbidden Knowledge Awards, August 3rd and August 4th. Go to the website right here, forbiddenknowledge.com/second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards. Make sure you go to the website and please vote for me. Vote for me right now, 954-245. Text that number, 954-245-0086. That's 954-245-0086. Vote for your brother King Simon in the television host category. Brother Rich is in another category. Dr. B is in another category. So vote for us for that so we can walk that stage and have a good time. And the Gathering of the Masters. Big up to Brother Rich. Got a big event happening called the Gathering of the Masters. I'm one of the MCs for those 2 days. Dr. Jewel Prookrum. Y'all haven't seen her in a while out. Sister Myra Moss. You haven't seen her out. And Queen of Four. All of them are going to be there together from 12:30 to 9 p.m. And we're going to be vending at the new Black Wall Street over there at 8109 Mall Parkway, Stonecrest. Get your tickets for both days. It's $111. Both days, $111. Make sure y'all hit up Brother Rich. Hit him up at, go to the Eventbrite right now at gatheringofthemasters.eventbrite.com. And remember, I have the tribute to Dick Gregory and Baba Ashra Kwesi 2 days, October 12th and October 13th. The early bird tickets are going to be $25. Early bird tickets for both days is $25 each day. So it's $50 for both days. So y'all want to see this? Well, Dr. B. Series is going to be speaking with about Dick Gregory. Brother Richard's coming on to speak about Dick Gregory. And also we may have a comedy show with his nephew, the one, the only Mark Gregory, to do a comedy show. And if you are in New York, make sure you support my son's studio. If you want recording needs or you want to record your audiobook, contact my son at Green Studios NYC. That's Green Studio NYC. Show him some love. Show him some love. The audiobook that we're doing, still on the editing block. So big up to him. We still got to work it out because we're busy. We're crossing each other in and out. So, and the new book is still on the editing block. We have to do something else in order for the book to be approved by Amazon and all that. And big up to all my books that are already on sale. That's on Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator and the Amazon.com. That's Amazon.com. And remember, you could take my introductory class on Udemy. If you go to udemy.com/course/holistic numerovation, make sure you support that 100% and take that class. They usually fluctuate in prices, so make sure you get one of the deals if you get a chance. All right, family. Thank y'all very much for tuning in and locking in. I want to thank each and every one of y'all. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming through and enjoying. We had a great time. People called in. I'm glad when people could call in and have a good time and talk to me. Big up to all those on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, X. Big up to everybody that's out there. How y'all feeling out there? I hope everybody's doing good. Lloyd came in. Lloyd said a few words. Big up to everybody too that came in. And remember, family, before I close out, remember, your mission is important. Your mission is important. Go ahead and do it. Go on and do it till you're satisfied. Whatever it is you want to do it in the morning. Go do it, baby. Go do it till you're satisfied. Do it. Do it. The mission is worth it. Believe it. From a mathematical perspective, numerovational perspective, internal, external, all of that, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, it's worth it. The mission is worth it. All right? Thank you very much for being your great self. Be safe, be great. Travel with the angels and make sure the angels are opened to travel with you and guide you. And I'm talking about your ancestors. I'm talking about the divine essence within you, all of that. Travel with them, man, and don't lose your mission on what you came here to do. I'm on my mission. Lloyd Strayhorn is on his mission. Phil Valentine is on his mission. Dr. Nalani is on his mission. Dr. Shakira Moore is on her mission. Matter of fact, we make sure, I almost forgot, Dr. Shakira Moore. Make sure y'all support Dr. Shakira Moore, certified holistic iridologist, nutritional advisor, and spirit teacher. Remember, her mother took her to an iridologist at the age of 2. And now she is a profound iridologist today. So the impressions you make on your children is so important. And big up to Dr. Karima King, Temple of Regeneration. She does therapeutic spa service, energetic healing, body work, stretch therapy, body treatment in the metro Atlanta area. templeofregeneration.com. That's templeofregeneration.com. And again, Dr. Shakira is Linktree/the Holistica Healer. That's Linktree/Holistica Healer. Thank y'all very much. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and talk some knowledge. The kind of knowledge you will not find in college. Comes the time we have to say so long. Yes, I got on 2 hats. All right, have a great day, afternoon, and evening. Be safe, be great, and be your numerovational self. Peace. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
King Simon. King Simon, I love him. He's family, and he has one of the top shows on the Forbidden Knowledge TV network, actually.
That's right.
So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't.
Yeah, this show is called, it was really based on Numerovation. It's a numerology show, and it's called How to Calculate Your Destiny.
Yes.
By King Simon. He's the host of the show. The show has done so well, we're now getting ready to start working on filming season 2. All right, so King Simon, one of the top shows on Forbidden Knowledge TV, streaming TV platform.
Hey, this is King Simon, the International Numerovator. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now. So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.